Today I'm going to show you an easy step-by-step guide on how to make a Ben 10 hologram for beginners. This comes with 2 free downloads that you can find on my Patreon. The link is in the description below. Okay, so step 1 when you're inside of After Effects is to track the footage that you've actually filmed. But for that we're going to need something to apply the actual tracking data to. So we're going to right click, New, and create a null object. And this is just going to hold all the tracking data. Find the point where you want the hologram to pop up. For me that's about here. I'm going to right click our footage, track and stabilize, track motion, and we're going to move the little tracker box to a high contrast area where we want the track to be. For me that's about here. I'm going to increase the search radius, and then you see this little box has popped up called tracker. If you don't see this, come to window, tracker, enable that, and it should have your null object as the motion target. If it doesn't, click edit target, change the layer to null 3. That's for me the only option. For you it might say null 1, but whatever null object you've created. Now we can track forward. And for me that looks like a smooth track, but if you have any issues at all, say that the track comes off, come to the point where it jumps off and just move this back and continue tracking forward. And do that for any error that you have. We can even track backwards from the starting point if we need. Now we're going to click apply. You can see that this little red rectangle now sticks to our footage perfectly. Step 2 is going to be coming to the point where you want the hologram to pop up and drag that brainstorm asset that you downloaded onto the timeline. Come to mode, change this to screen. If you don't see this, toggle switches and modes. If yours looks like this, change it to this, change it to screen. We're going to position brainstorm to about where we want him. Parent and link, drag this little pick whip to null 3 and let go. Now if we press spacebar, he tracks perfectly. Come to the point where you want him to pop up, click S for scale, create a keyframe, press P, create another keyframe, come to where you want it to start, click S, change that to about 2. Now zoom in and find him and drag him to the center. Now click 0. Now click this little motion blur tab. Do the same for the layer in toggle switches and modes. Now when you press spacebar, he's going to pop up perfectly. Step 3, do the same thing for that glow asset. Drag it on, change it to screen, drag it up, and I made it so it should fit any hourglass size. You can scale it up if you need it bigger. You can scale it down if you need it smaller. But I'm just going to leave it at the default. Same thing. Parent it to null 3. Now this time, where you want it to start, click T for opacity, create a keyframe, drag backwards and change this to 0. And you're pretty much done. Congratulations, you've just created a Ben 10 hologram. Now where you want your clip to end, click N on the keyboard, composition, add to render queue, make sure this is H.264 or QuickTime. I'm just going to use H.264 and you can render it. Render. Now if you guys want more holograms, you can join the Patreon below to get all of them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. See you in the next video.